Hey everybody, back here again for another review tonight. I'll be continuing my series of reviews for Joyner's hot pepper powders. Got a little bit of bad news. Unfortunately, both of the regular Trinidad Scorpion peppers, I checked them this evening and they have both gotten extremely overripe. I have vowed to never do another overripe pepper just because they have absolutely horrible flavor to them and they make me gag. So I had to throw those two away, unfortunately. Tonight I'll be doing the Butch T Trinidad Scorpion of his. It's got one spot right here. Can't really see it that well. Let's see if you can zoom in a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Might be able to see it a little bit. It's kind of pimply, wrinkly looking there. It's gotten a little soft on me as well, but the rest of the pod, thankfully, is in pretty good shape. So, sorry, I had to get my cat away. So I want to go ahead and do this one. I hadn't wanted to do a pod on this level just yet. I was still hoping to kind of work my tolerance back up to being able to handle these in a decent level, but couldn't be helped. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to do it. This could really hurt me tonight, I'm afraid. But we're going to find out. So, again, got these from Chris Joyner at Joyner's Hot Pepper Powders. That's heatmadesimple.com is his website. And as usual, I'll have down in the description on the bottom here, I'll have the rest of the contact information. So, let me cut this open and we can have a look. Looks good on the inside. Again, as with a lot of the Butch teas that I've had, not terribly oily on the inside. Got that nice strong chinent smell to it though, so you can definitely tell it's a Butch tea. Very strong smell to it. The placenta is not terribly dense. Lucky me. hopefully that means it's not going to be excruciatingly hot for me, but being a Butch tea, it'll pack enough heat for me to get a good burn out of it. Probably a big burn since since my tolerance is down, like I said before. Oh, here we go. Let's just go ahead and do it and stop talking. Better. Had some big seeds in there. Daggone it. Piece of skin stuck in my teeth. Alright, let's see. Very bitter. Very bitter flavor to it. It had me fooled for a second when I first bit into it. It was nice and sweet. That was quickly overtaken by the bitterness. That was really grown to dislike the flavor of the Butch teas. In powder form, they are different. I've had Butch tea powder, and the bitterness is kind of mitigated by the powdering process. I don't know, but fresh Butch teas, they don't do it for me. Still got seeds all over my mouth here. Starting to really build in the back of my throat right now. Getting pretty strong in the back of my throat. Got a really good strong burn in the back of my throat right now. Sorry. Keep trying to get all this stuff out of my teeth. It just keeps sticking in there. Yeah, so I'm sure this will be fine in powders, but eating them fresh just does not do it for me anymore, and I really dislike eating them fresh. See, the heat's getting pretty strong. It's starting to get me a little sniffle going on right now. Really strong in the back of my throat, it's working its way up to the front of my mouth here. Got a lot of drool forming right now. Face is starting to get flushed. I'm getting a hot feeling in my face. Everything's getting really warm in my face right now. No endorphin rush just yet, but it's a little early for that for me right now. I do feel a slight burning coming down, which is different for me for Butch T's. But with a lower tolerance, who knows what this is going to mean for me. Still building. Still got a bitter, nasty aftertaste in my mouth right now. Just can't stress enough how much I dislike the fresh Butch T's. Let's see. Which is kind of strange, you know, because I'm going to be growing them again next year, but that's just so I can grow Butch T's Mississippi strain, the seeds off of his own pods, just as a comparison of the ones that he gave me, and see if I can grow them as hot as he grows them, or if it's just his growing conditions. So that's why I'm growing them next year. I probably won't be eating any of them fresh. I'll probably, well, maybe one or two for a review, but after that I'll probably just powder them all up. Anyway, man, really getting a burn right in my chest down in there. Very, very different. Starting to feel a little burn down in my stomach. I'm not looking forward to that. Let's see. The heat's still building, but it's slower now. It's slowing down. So I don't know how much longer it's going to build. Well, thought I had to burp, didn't want to come up. That was interesting. Chris, again, I appreciate you sending me these pods. Definitely very generous of you, my friend. Let's see. I think we're about level now. I think it's about leveled off. So definitely did not take long to level off here. Not like the ones that I got from Butch Taylor. Those just kept on going and going and going, seemingly endlessly. These are much different. This one's already leveled off for me. The heat, don't get me wrong, the heat is very intense. It's a very strong pepper, and excuse me, didn't get anything from my nose or my eyes here. So yeah, the heat's very intense. It's definitely causing a reaction out of me. But it's definitely not the hottest thing I've ever had. That said, I'll recap the flavor on these fresh. Not my cup of tea. Excuse me. There's that burp. Yeah, the heat on these is that really kicked up some heat in my throat. Big time there. Just as the heat was starting to subside, that burp just brought it all back up. Yeah, that hurt. Here comes another one. If I keep burping up, I'm just going to keep on getting hotter here. So I may not be wrapping up just yet. I always like to wrap up when the heat's pretty much really on the downslope, but if I keep burping, it's going to keep on bringing up the heat for me. It's going to keep building. So yeah, it's gotten hotter now. But as I was saying, the flavor on them fresh is not good, but if you powder them up, that is mitigated somewhat. The bitterness is mitigated by the powdering, at least in the powders that I've eaten from Butch T's. The heat is definitely top notch. It's way up there. Not in my top 5 for this particular pod, but it's definitely a top 10 pepper for me. So yeah, okay. Now the heat from those burps is going down. We're on the down slope of the burn. So I'm pretty tired tonight, so I think I'm going to go ahead and call it an evening. So I'll be back on, I guess, tomorrow night. Hopefully none of the other pods have gone bad for me, and yeah, I'll probably end up doing the Nagamorge tomorrow. I was probably going to do a Nagamorge tonight, but since the condition of this pod, really made me had to think twice, so I ended up having to do this one. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the review.